This Business Newsmakers is brought to you by Rondout Savings Bank. Banking your way every day.
Hey everyone, Frank DeRaffele here, and welcome to this week's Business Newsmakers. We're here with Sheila Appel, who is the Regional Director for U.S. Citizenship and Corporate Affairs at IBM. And Sheila, I thank you so much for coming on today.
Thanks so much for having me, Frank.
Well,
really
it's great to
appreciate
have you. So look, I wanted to talk to you today. I want you to in because I know IBM is involved in so many different things in this community that people are not aware of. Besides being that big building and all the big buildings in the Hudson Valley that people know about, is that it seems what you do is a lot more interesting than that because you have it involved in a lot of different things, especially this PTech that you're involved in. So I'd love to talk to you about that. Tell us a little about what's that all about and how does it affect people in this area?
Yeah, I really appreciate you giving me some time here to talk about the great stuff that IBM is doing in the region. And PTech, education, workforce development, and skill building is essential to what we know in order to have, the great workforce that we need at IBM, but businesses in general, and it's changing. And I'm really proud to talk about our pathways to early college, high school, which is our PTech model, which IBM created, I guess now 6 years ago in Brooklyn. And what it was really demonstrating was that in order for young people to be successful today and really reach their potential of a middle-class lifestyle, they were certainly going to need more than a high school education. Right?
Absolutely.
So 2-year associates, great starting and breeding ground, right, for young people to see what is possible, and then many perhaps to go on to 4-year, but certainly that associate degree. And so PTech was born in Brooklyn through a model of kind of, I like to say, a three-legged stool. You needed K-12, you needed higher ed, and you needed an industry partner. And all three had to work together in a true collaborative partnership. And so IBM really was the impetus behind this with the CUNY system, the City University of New York. And it was this notion of taking young people in their first year of what we traditionally would say high school, but made it an integrated model that it's a grade 9 through 14, right? Okay. So high school, college, day one, you are a college student, right? Pretty cool. Ninth grader coming in and getting a badge to their local community or technical college, right? And then throughout the experience, right, it's really this integrated model that they must meet the requirements for high school, but they're also meeting the requirements for college. And it's not a 4+2, so I want to be clear on that. It's not like, okay, get all of your high school, curriculum behind you and all those degrees, and then you'll move into your 2-year. No, integrated model. Usually by year 2, they're already intertwined in taking high school and college courses.
So you have kids that are in high school that already know I'm going to be graduating college if I stay on this course. It's kind of like it's a vision for them that they're there, not
Absolutely.
A question anymore.
Absolutely. And you know what I think is really striking? This is not, the traditional students. So for the audience that might be thinking, oh, this is for the creme de la creme. Great. Free, by the way. Free college. In many regards, these are probably young people that might not have even wanted to stay in high school, right? And so we've got data that's really demonstrating these young people moving on through a very successful pathway in this grade 9 through 14. And the program, has some real elements that IBM built into it. One is every student must have a mentor. So that's a requirement for the industry partner, right? So they must have a mentor. Every student will have an internship opportunity within that business, right? A paid internship. And then when they graduate, in a minimal of, 6 years or less, and we've had some less, right, that have finished the program in 4 years, right? You'll be first in line for a job. Not guaranteed a job, because it's very hard for a business, an industry to say, what their industry is going to look like in 6 years, right? But you can certainly make the commitment that they'd be first in line. And that's exactly what we've done. And we've now replicated this model, right? So IBM started in Brooklyn, then we went to Connecticut. We've got one right here in our backyard in Newburgh, in Orange County. So New York is really paving the way. Rhode Island, Colorado, Maryland, Texas is right now exploring the possibility. Louisiana, we've even taken it global. So Australia has committed to opening its first PTech school. So it's really, I think, changing the way we look at public education in a really fundamental way that young people need skills for the future, but it's going to take more of a foundation of a higher ed education.
Yeah, I think that partnership you're talking about is so important. So, and obviously now there's some groundwork here. You've been doing this for a number of years. Is there a success story, maybe a personal one that you can kind of say like that kind of grabs your heartstrings of here's somebody that was successful. Maybe they graduated early, maybe they got a job, maybe they won for a master's. What's a success story that you would like to share?
So I think probably the first success and the one we all were kind of, well, two I'll think of. One kind of political in nature, and that was the year that our then president, Barack Obama, during his State of the Union, called out PTech as a model that every state should be thinking about.
That's impressive.
Right? So that was impressive. That was an aha moment for us. I think the second was, remember, when we went into this, it was eyes wide open and with great hope and expectations that this would be successful. And so our first cohort in Brooklyn was really the model that we were, following to see how to replicate this. And we came upon year 4, and there we had 6 graduates, right, that had completed, right, 6 years of school in 4 years and had their degree. And much like we said when we started the program, we offered all 6 an opportunity at IBM to come and work at IBM. 3 accepted that opportunity, and 3 chose to go on to higher ed.
Fantastic.
Right? And these are 6 students, quite frankly, Frank, you might not have even thought that they would have thought that that was possible, right? So we've got 3 of them working right now at IBM, and we're really proud to have them in our employ, right? So I think that's one of those, and each year we're continuing, right?
No doubt.
For more to graduate earlier or on time, right? And the data proves that having this true partnership between K-12, higher ed, and industry. And when I say industry, our model says we need boots on the ground. So every one of our PTechs, right, has a liaison that is there almost every day, working side by side with the teachers and the administration.
Yeah, that's amazing, and as time goes by, the number of success stories is going to increase. It's pretty incredible. If people want to find out more about it, where's the best place for them to go to find out more?
Well, you can go to ptech.org,
okay,
and you will learn. There's a whole playbook, right? So we encourage, folks to look to establishing a PTech. Here in New York, our governor, Cuomo, really got behind this, and so he, year after year, has really been the impetus to, provide more funding, which allows us to roll it out in an even bigger way in New York State, right? But the model is there, the playbook is there. We hope many people will, be inspired by this and, will join the ranks. And even if it's not PTech, right? So although I'm very proud and I'd love to see PTech all around the globe, I think it's a wake-up call for all of us to know that we have to do more in public education to prepare young people for success.
Yeah, there's no question, and I have to say that we had talked a few weeks ago about this, and then and now. When you talk about IBM, you're very happy, whatever else, but all of a sudden this comes up and you get a whole different light in your eyes. There's an energy that you have to this, and you can see that probably the other people who work as liaisons or whatever they're doing probably have that because you're affecting young lives, and I think that's really incredible to see, and I really thank you for doing that, for IBM doing that in the area, and also I appreciate you coming on and sharing with everybody, because I think it's important for everybody to know what IBM's doing in the area. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You got it. Everybody, if you want to find out any more, go to ptech.org. You can find out more about that. And I want to thank Sheila for being on today. And tune in next week for our next Business Newsmakers and our local business professionals. We'll see you then.